What's up, Warriors? Another day, another music reaction. We have a Patreon request, which does not only include a music video reaction, but it also includes 3 episodes of how this specific music video was created or the making of the song. So our Patreon member, Bernie, suggested that before we tackle this incredibly legendary, apparent legendary song, let me just say apparent just because I don't know the song, I don't even know the artist, but I'm saying apparent just because I saw in the comments that this video has already had 2 billion views and people are losing their minds over it. So I'm guessing it's going to be legendary, but you guys know I form my own opinion. I don't let other people influence me. So I would like for us to first dive into the episode 1, 2, and 3, and then I'm going to keep that separate to the actual music video just because it's pretty lengthy and not everyone would want to watch the making of this incredible song. So yeah, we're gonna keep it separate. The band is called Aha, and the song is called Take On Me. So I know nothing of Aha. I wish I knew because it sounds pretty cool. And then Take On Me also doesn't ring a bell. I don't know. So yeah, I think these episodes are perfect for me because you guys know this is the only time I make time to actually learn about artists. Is if I get to watch a little bit of an interview or if you guys send me some information. I always say this, I know zip about music. And even though I'm not the type of person who goes and research artists or research songs, this is my journey and I am here to learn from you. So this time I spend here kind of watching these interviews and music videos. This is the time I use to learn. Okay. And to just learn to appreciate the music for what it is and for how it was created. Alrighty. So because it's lengthy, let's just dive in without wasting any further time.
Take on me. The song I think is just great. I think it's just he's just got a great voice.
I mean, as a singer, you really see his range in that, don't you? You see an incredible singer throughout it.
If I hear Take On Me, I'll get on the dance floor, and that's a pretty high bar for me.
A great pop song is a wonderful thing, and Take On Me is one of the truly great pop songs.
Oh, this song.
The first time I met Paul and Magda, I'd heard their band, their former band, The Bridges, on stage at my school, and I was totally mesmerized by the aura of their music.
We had a band before Aha called Bridges, and we were planning for, since we were 16, that we were going to go to England and try to, get a deal and stuff like that.
It was literally just the 2 of us with an idea that we were a band and that we, we'd lost a couple of mates who weren't as into it as we were. We were looking for new people, but it was just the 2 of us and a lot of instruments, and we would play at my grandfather's house with a piano and a guitar amp, and then we would get to borrow rehearsal rooms, whether it be in attics or in basements. At the time, we were deeply embedded in 60s psychedelic music and emulating our heroes like The Doors and Jimi Hendrix, and just looking for direction.
Towards the end of that period, we were sort of getting a little more catchy, trying to write a little more easy on the ears stuff,
And that particular song came about in a kindergarten, in a kind of a bomb shelter. And I was 15 and Paul was 16, and we were just knocking things around.
It was super poppy, so we tried, the first version we did was a very sort of punky thing to sort of offset the catchiness of it.
And I just remember Paul's first reaction was like, oh, that's so cheesy, that's so poppy, we can't use that. And I was like, really? It sounds quite catchy to me.
I go to see them at Paul's parents' place. First thing I hear is the riff of Take On Me. So Max plays that on the piano and Paul strums along on the guitar. And instantly I know that this is it. This is the key to the world.
it was one of the first things he said, that is a universal hit riff. You know, we have to do something with that. And I think that's when things came together.
The riff was such a strong piece, and it had a certain particular spirit to it. And the song needed to be of kind of a related nature, but stand against the riff at the same time.
You know, we used to call it the Juicy Fruit song because it reminded us of these advertisements of the good life for Coca-Cola with like American kids with sunshine in their hair, looking like they're the happiest people on the planet. And we thought, that's not us. You know, we're like dark Norwegian troubled souls. You know, we can't do that.
And I knew that it wasn't there, you know,
I
as
thought
we
he has
were
a little bit of an
toying with it,
accent.
playing with it, trying little bits and pieces, and then
Even though
leaving
there's some
it. We
British
left it
accent
many,
coming
many
through,
times.
but now
We just put it
seems
aside.
like Norwegian. Explains all the blue
And
eyes.
then we went to England and tried to redo it again. I think we did like 2 or 3 different versions of that song. But for me, it was always the chorus because it just left me sort of a bit cold in the end because it was catchy and stuff, but you felt sort of like it didn't really grab me or didn't really sort of move me. It took a long time to sort of try to come up with that.
I have to say that I don't think it's ever been pointed out before, but Andrew Wickham is probably the most important factor in the song being the way it is today.
My name is Andrew Wickham, and I was the International Vice President of A&R for Warner Brothers Records in California, stationed in London. I had a call from Terry Slater saying, look, I've got this band, they're from Norway, they're called a-ha, would you come and see them? I went out in a car with Terry. We went out there to Sydenham, and there was this long corridor leading to this little studio. And we got out of the car, I entered the corridor, and I could see standing at the end these 3 boys, just glowing in all their sort of blonde Nordic beauty. It was like something out of Hans Christian Andersen. They then auditioned 3 songs. The first one was a song called Dot the I. The second one was a song called Living a Boy's Adventure Tale, and the third one was Take on Me. And I couldn't believe my ears when I heard Morten Harket sing. I thought, how can somebody who looks like a film star sound like Roy Orbison? So I thought, this is unbelievable. I have to sign this.
Wow.
So
I signed it.
Finds us, signs us, but we are a sign act to the American Warner Brothers. And then we are left to be developed and looked after by WEA in the UK. They have really no incentive because they don't own the act.
I mean, it doesn't help to release a substandard recording with the worst video imaginable.
Look at those eyes. Woo!
Yeah, the first video, you know, we had no control. We just kind of showed up and tried to do as good as we can, and it sort of looks that way.
The first release was not successful. Second wasn't successful. The third was there was a third sort of haphazard attempt at release.
We were kind of desperate because we knew we'd lost Take On Me as a hit song.
Why?
And there was just no way we had the power at the time to go back to the record company and say, can we have more money? Can we try a few more days in the studio? We did try, and strangely or not, we succeeded in convincing them that a change of producer would make all the difference, and that's when Alan Tanya was brought in.
I didn't really know who to get to produce a-ha. So I asked Terry, because he'd been the head of A&R at EMI, who shall we get? And he said, well, you know, Alan Tarney has been working with Cliff.
It's amazing the incredible roles certain people in key roles play. It is exactly the same concept when a student in school have the wrong teacher. Replace that teacher with someone else. Let's say they fall behind on schoolwork, mathematics. I'm going to use me as an example. I was flipping amazing in math up until I always hit above 90s, 95, 99 on my end results every single year until I've hit the the 10th grade, I got a different teacher and I started failing math. I passed in matric math with 3%. Then I thought, you know what? I am terrible at math. I am stupid. I don't understand it. I'm useless. Go to university, enrolled for applied mathematics, 4 different modules, to which kind of then it's university math, but it also replaces your high school math essentially. So if you have to go study further, it kind of replaces your high school marks, so no one cares about it, right? I got distinctions in every single one of those modules. 4 modules. Okay, so now I was no longer stupid. I was no longer useless. I was actually very good at mathematics. I had the wrong teacher. So yeah, it's the exact same thing. These guys really believed they had a shot at this, but they had the wrong producer, and they kept pushing until they got a different producer. And clearly, the fact that we're sitting here and watching this means that they succeeded in the end. It is so important to have the right people in your corner.
And Alan Tarney is really a great talent. I said, what's he done? He said, I didn't know. He says, well, he wrote, Ain't It Funny How We Don't Talk Anymore? So I said, say no more. This is, let's get him.
The thing to mention about a-ha is they were desperate to prove something within the music business. They were from Norway, after all, and no one had really been from Norway. They arrived in this country absolutely determined to do. They had fabulous energy and enthusiasm. When they came to the studio that day to do Take On Me,
of course they
loved it so much being in that studio. And I think the proof is in what happened to that record.
The first the producer that we had, Tony Mansfield, he was really in love with a machine called a Fairlight. So he liked to put everything into this machine. And by doing that, he had to sort of discard a lot of the stuff we had in the demo to make it fit into this thing. So when we redid that song with Tarney, he actually liked the demo we had much better. So then the approach was, let's look at all the parts you have and try to make them sound better.
I think the initial version of Take On Me that a-ha made themselves, that's what the record company loved, and Terry Slater, they loved that. So all I did was basically made a version which resembled their original version as much as I possibly could.
He would sort of recreate the parts and you know, beef them up and make them sound a lot better than what we had. So where we had the riff with just one synth, he would make it layer it up with like 20 different synths.
I had a Juno 60 at the time. To record Take On Me, that riff was such an important part.
I need to Google what is a riff.
That was a perfect instrument for it. And Paul and myself worked on it to find the ideal sound, which we did. And that is the sound you hear on that record. And I think it's just so perfect for that record.
We tried to make things sort of programmed sounding at those days, but we didn't actually have a computer. So we sort of played it like we were machines and tried to make it sound really contemporary. So while he had this old BBC computer that was kind of ancient even at the time, but it was very, very tight timing-wise for the synths.
So I got Paul and Mags to play at the same time on Take On Me. They had a keyboard each, and they were playing, and it was just so exciting.
And all of a sudden, with Tarney, during that process, I realized, a split second, I realized how to approach it with my voice.
Oh.
And then it was there.
I really like
it. It
his
had its
eyes.
wings.
The such soft eyes. James.
So then Jeff Aroff enters the picture.
Jeff Aroff, certainly pivotal.
You're meeting this guy, Jeff Aroff. He really likes the band, he really likes the music, and he has an idea for a video.
Oh, okay. So that was episode 1. Ooh. Let's give it a like. Episode 2. Here we go. I really need to go Google what is a riff. It sounds like, if I have to, obviously, the context is music. So is it a piece in the music? Is it like a bridge, a chorus, a verse? kind of situation, or is it an element of music, as in, I don't know, a certain sound? I don't know. So I'm gonna have to Google. You guys can also let me know. Obviously, we are here to learn about music. That's because I do not know anything. You guys are the masters.
The video is quite groundbreaking. I mean, I wasn't alive when it came out, but I feel like looking back on it, there's not videos like that now, even. Like, you watch it and it's a very original video.
I think it was so ahead of its time, that video.
And it was just new and innovative and so creative.
That sort of comic book animation style, no one had seen anything like that before.
Wow. That's cool.
The video, Jeff Aroff, certainly pivotal.
And he was just a name that suddenly came into our orbit and said, you know, you're meeting this guy, Jeff Aroff. He really likes the band, he really likes the music, and he has an idea for a video.
Can I just go bum 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 bum? I can't even. I should do that. My name is Jeff Aroff, and at the time, in 1985, I was the creative director,
clearly.
vice president, creativity, marketing. I don't know. I was the creative czar at some point.
I love
Well,
people
Jeff
like this.
came along at
They're
the
so
time when
approachable.
we had the feeling that we were going to be
And
dropped
humble,
off the label
genuinely.
before things even got started. We were kind of really in a dark place because we'd built ourselves up to believe that everything was going to go great. There was nobody who really was championing the band. And then Jeff came in.
I flew to England to do some business in England, and I met Andy Wickham. Well, Andy Wickham made an appointment with me and said, I need to show you something I have. We're trying to figure out what to do with this band. He played me the song, which was very captivating, but very different than anything that I'd ever heard before, quite frankly. And then he showed me a picture of the band, and it was like, oh, okay, this is interesting. I think I probably had a cassette with me, and I had to listen to it over in my car, because that's how record executives worked at some point like that. It had been released twice in England and wasn't a hit, but it sort of proved the point to me. I don't remember what those videos look like per se, but I think when I looked at them, I thought, this is too clean cut. It was too pat, it wasn't unique enough. The idea behind sometimes a successful video was to do something visually that will get enough airplay that it makes the song an earworm just by the fact that it is ubiquitous.
So we met Jeff here in London. The first thing he did was show us a video for Billie Jean and say, like, this is Steve Barron's work. Would you like to work with him? And that was like over and beyond anything we'd ever kind of been in contact with at that point. So we were like, yes.
Yeah.
We were at the same time asked if we had any thoughts on doing cartoon type of stuff for a video. And the funny thing was we'd been talking about that. I had discussed that with the guys, that I felt that song, it would have been really cool to bring in a cartoon type of thing for that song.
I have a friend that I've been friends with creatively and in the music business for many years, John Bugh, called me up and said, I want to show you something.
The way I got involved was I came across this student film. I thought, well, this is really pretty interesting.
Everyone has such
Called
amazing blue
Commuter.
eyes. I mean, what the hell?
It's a rotoscope technique, which is shot like real live action and then animated from that. And it just
I love
blew
eyes,
us
by the way,
away.
if you
It
guys
was
can't
so
tell yet.
incredibly well crafted and cool.
I'm Candace Reckinger.
I'm Mike Patterson. We did all the animation, and the original sort of inspiration for the video was for it to be an animated video.
I gave them some money not to do anything for any other record company. I showed Michael a picture of Morton, and I said, can you illustrate this kid? Let me see what that looks like. And it was like,
Damn.
yeah, that's gonna work.
This is the first image that I drew for Jeff to take a look at the style.
Wow.
And I think what happened was he initially had referenced a fashion illustrator, and he goes, that's not what I want what you can draw. He said, just draw what you, in your style, which then, went on to, to be, the same style, and this was like the comic book the comic book that was used in the video.
Webtoons. Ah.
I go, that would work. Cartoon. Turn them into a comic book heroes and then make them come to life.
Wow.
My name is Just Loomis, and I'm a photographer. And I was fortunate enough to be on the set in London in 1985. I remember just going into this cavernous studio and turning a corner and then opening up to this soundstage, to this cyclorama with the walls, and that were just covered with these incredible drawings. You know, and I was just like, wow, this is like fantastic, you know. And I had no idea what the video was about or anything, but I do clearly remember walking around that corner and seeing those drawings.
When we shot the video, Jeff sent us to London, and originally they thought that we were just going to animate everything in London, and in a couple of weeks, and I think the
Dateline was
originally
yesterday,
people
guys.
were a little shocked that we weren't going to be able to do that, and then Jeff understood that no, animation takes some time, and so we were able to kind of stretch this thing out. I think it ended up taking 16 weeks.
Wow.
Steve Barron shot the entire piece, did an entire edit, and then Michael Patterson went back and drew over it. I mean, I can remember going to Michael Patterson's house and seeing him sit in front of basically a 16mm projector, you know, that was rotoscoping.
Oh yeah, I mean that's all we did is he would draw and I did all the mats, and I designed the comic book section that starts the video. We redesigned that, and yeah, it was just day and night. At the end, he was afraid his hand wasn't going to be able to move anymore.
I should.
This was the actual seat I was sitting in, I think. I was doing a commercial for Tenant Special as a dancer, and a lady there, the costume designer, Vicky Russell, came up to me and said, Steve Barron, the director, is looking for this girl for this video, and do you mind if I tell him about you, and would you like to go and meet him? So I said, sure, you know, absolutely fine. So I went to meet Steve at this Limelight Studios, they were at the time, and he took me through the storyboard, asked me to do a few actions and a little bit of acting out the storyboard, and that was it really. I got the job, and the rest is history. Yes, I don't know if it was Vivienne Westwood or Catherine Hamnett or someone like that, but because I can't find the label. So this is the original dress that I wore in the video all these years later. Found it in the loft. Hello. It's been a while. How are you?
It's been a long while. I'm good.
You look very well.
You too.
Thank you.
I got to get my head around it. Also being here, it's more than I remember it, and it looked really different then because it was dark outside, so it was all lit. It's great fun to be here now, and it's great to see you again.
You too.
Well, if the aim was to get to sit next to each other on a table, this has been a long haul. It's 34 years of continued success to get it.
I love young
to get us here. But well, here we are.
That's quite flattering though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
That people come and see the cafe.
It's kind of charming.
There you are.
And a little nutty.
Ooh, he's still attractive at this age. Oh my word.
I'm not sure I remember being there when they saw it for the first time.
I told you this.
It
eyes
doesn't
are
register.
gentle.
Do you know what the band thought of the video the first time they saw it?
I remember seeing the video after a long, long time. I mean, it took, because first we saw it just with the live action edited. And then it took another 3 to 6 months of drawing, hand drawing. It's like more than 10,000 drawings
10,000
for the animated parts. When you saw everything together, it was just like, wow, this just sort of is better than expectations. This is just amazing.
You guys work really, really,
artistry
really hard.
of the animator combined with the kind of clear narrative idea of a love affair across dimensions, if you like.
The spirit of the song was also there in that video. And that was the key element, really.
Yeah, I mean, first time I saw the sort of the first cut, it sort of gave me the shivers. It kind of moved you, even though it was so naive in a way, but it did
so
have
bad you
that
just want
kind
to
of
get to this
little
music video
heartache
now.
in it,
I'm excited.
I've thought about this, like, why is this video, why does it have such a big shelf life, or it just keeps going on, and so many people identify with it? And I think it's a fairy tale, basically. It's really good storytelling. It's a fairy tale of, you know, this girl in a humdrum existence, right, escapes into this fantasy world, and they have an adventure. Right, and their life is threatened, and he saves her, and then he breaks through. He comes back. She goes back to her life, right?
Oh my word!
And he breaks through, and he comes, and there.
Hold on, I've watched a Korean K-drama that is based, or it has the exact same storyline as this. So I can't even. Is it called WWW World? I can't remember now, but it was also webtoon versus reality, and then they jump. It's such a nice watch. So now I really want to watch this music video, because you guys know I like fantasy and fairy tales, and everyone's in love and happy, and I
United, and it's just like a classic Sleeping Beauty or Cinderella kind of story.
Even
just
better.
Works.
Better than Sleeping Beauty.
Today we might be used to these, you know, kind of inventive videos, but I think it was way ahead of its time, and very intricate drawing, and, you know, there's something about
Why is
it
the
that
politician
really
part of the interview?
sort of captures something about the song.
The AHA video is a really important video in the lexicon of video. The best videos of all time. It shows up in the top 5 of every list, every era.
I think the video, what it did, apart from it being great on its own and being so iconic as a piece, it gave the song enough rotation to really put hooks in people.
I mean, it wouldn't have these insane amount of plays on radio worldwide if the song didn't work, if the song didn't have it fully. So it's there in the song, 100%, but it's also there in the video. That video is what gave the world the time necessary to take it in.
I don't think there had been
You can't
anything
help
like
but
it.
move with
I don't
the
know if
song.
there has been since, to be honest. And I don't
That's
think we
why
had
it's
any
iconic.
idea that 30-odd years later it would still be so successful and popular and so loved.
Wow. I can't stop looking at her. Okay. Now for the last part. Like, I think the reason, so much like what they've been saying now, yeah, they needed the rest of the world to connect with both the music and the actual music video, and it wouldn't succeed if the music video wasn't a success in itself. And I think, I mean, the cartoon idea was freaking brilliant. It was so good, because now we can see, even to this day, how successful. I think everyone, at some point in your life, you want to escape a little bit. You want to escape your reality, even if it's just for a break. I mean, that's why we read novels. That's why we read cartoons. That's why we live ourselves into these other dimensions, so that we can just take a break and a breather from reality itself. So now, creating a song that has a super catchy vibe, but it's partnered with the music video, with the visuals. So one, we cater for visual people like me, so that I don't just shrug off a song because I don't really pay attention, but now I have something that almost draws me in visually, and then is it hypnotized? Not really, but if I'm visually stimulated and visually captured, I will give all my senses a chance to appreciate whatever is happening. So because of the music video, all of a sudden the song becomes more appealing to my ears as well. So I think, oh my goodness gracious, I never thought of it that way, ever. But it just shows you all of these amazing people that are so good at what they do in their respective fields, and they come together and they create something iconic. And then they also have beautiful people who plays the roles. I mean, these are three boys who clearly turned into three amazing, still very calm and collected, gentleman-like men. This girl was a stunner, and now she still looks very shy. But it's like you can't almost help, like you want to, just because I'm a fairy tale person or a fantasy person. I want to believe that she had a secretly crush on this lead vocalist. And I mean, now they meet 30 years later, and they still, like, that little bit of a giggle kind of grin from this middle-aged lady. I don't know. Again, energy, guys. Energy speaks volumes. Read what the words aren't saying, or listen to what the words aren't saying. Anyway, I'm digressing. I'm just having fun with this. Let's watch the last episode.
There's something about the song which just gets people going, and I just see it across generations.
I did actually think that it was a piece that was going to stay around for a long time.
Well, you got it right.
I personally certainly didn't foresee that our initial musical statement with Take On Me would overshadow almost everything else that we've done since. That's something that, you start by embracing it because of its success, and then you start fighting it because of its success, and ultimately you start embracing it again and thinking, wow, how lucky we were to have a song that has meant so much to people that they still play it after 30 years.
Wow.
Yeah, it just doesn't quit, does it? It's always the one they pick to cover, and it's always the one they want for the movies, and it's always the first one the fans learn to play or make a YouTube video of. Cool to see. Some people, they focus on one part of the song and forget about the other part, and they kind of, there's all types of versions,
Oh, that is
Well, I never
so
thought I would
cool.
get to make a pop video, but I loved it so much that I actually performed it on television.
I was wondering, I asked, why is the politician on
Admittedly,
here?
not actually singing my words. I couldn't have chosen any other song because of its sort
Who
of
was he?
vitality. It's,
What did he do?
It brings joy to my heart.
He can sing.
The Weezer thing is almost like a remake of the song and the video for a young generation. I mean, I loved Stranger Things, so there's like a lot of things I already liked about the idea. I thought Weezer is a cool outfit. I guess what it is it's just like showcasing something to a new public, which is something that we will always be thankful for, especially when it's cool people doing it. I mean, it's it's done slightly tongue-in-cheek, I would say, but in a cool way. Or maybe it's not tongue-in-cheek. Maybe I just think it is.
I mean, for us personally, it's always nice to hear like a totally different version, like a totally different take on it.
Musically speaking,
As
personally
long as they don't
speaking, I
butcher
think,
your song. All your hard work.
Aqualung's version, which I believe was recorded for Grey's Anatomy, really stands out because it delivers a different
I'll watch Grey's Anatomy. I didn't hear this.
emotion than what we delivered with the song.
Don't think
I mean,
so.
it's underlying, there's a sort of underlying melancholy side to the song because of its structure and minor key. But that's someone taking a song and really turning on its head and making something new and beautiful from it.
Huh.
You know, this sort of...
And this is a much slower version. Deep. Sad.
It's a very untraditional chorus. It's not really a sing-along chorus. I mean, you sort of know how it goes. If you're a punter and you're asked to sing it, you're gonna veer off on some strange version of that chorus. It's not really a all together now type thing, you know?
To me,
just because no one can hit those notes, that's why.
Like is when they go into halftime. So they're going, take on me, go. That's where I flip out.
It was written specifically to showcase Morten's range.
Do you hit that note yourself?
I can hit way higher than that. It's because I sing like a girl.
Oh, James.
He's a bit more of a man.
Can I hit it?
I freaking love James Blunt.
My voice.
I think Tom could probably hit it.
He's so funny.
He's got a pretty ridiculous range. I could not hit it without being hit.
Definitely not. I would not try and be Morten. He's inimitable.
He's almost laid back about the fact it's just climbing and climbing. You're like, oh my God, he's up in the clouds. And I love that in his delivery of it.
Aha, I heard about really because my first ever tape I was ever given was Hits 4, and on it was Aha, The Sun Always Shines on TV, and I've been trying to rip off that song ever since. And that's my favourite song. But Take On Me is pretty good.
I've got my tape. Here we are. That's my Hunting High and Low cassette from when I was, I guess 10, because it's 85, isn't it? So I was 10.
I don't have any cassettes left.
Yeah. I've actually started to wear out the words
When I left
where you
home,
hold
I left all
the
of
cassette
them
as you put it in and out of your machine. So I think
would love
that's
some cassettes.
why it has endured, because it's brilliant music, and that's never going to change, whether fashion changes or whatever. It's just a brilliant song. It gets lots of plays on YouTube, not just because people want to watch the video, but just because they want to hear the song.
Well, so far,
what actually makes...
So far, I haven't listened to any of the words apart from the actual chorus. So it's guys know my brain. So that's why I'm extra keen to actually get to the music video so that I can just pay attention to the rest, because my Take On Me is all I hear in the chorus. It doesn't really stick in terms of what is the song about? Why is it so iconic? So I can't wait.
On YouTube, not just because people want to watch the video, but just because they want to hear the song.
That's smile.
It's difficult to know what actually makes Take On Me so special, but it is.
It's drama, man,
It's
drama.
just an entity unto itself.
And love.
It has a universally appealing riff. The video has enhanced it greatly. Everybody seems to love it. It's just gone on and on. It's timeless.
It's melancholy, and it's sort of buoyant melancholy. But melancholy is about things that are valuable to you. I think it's a genuine piece.
Aww.
I think there is something very timeless about it, and I make this prediction, which is that...
You know what? Why is it also so special? And I don't know if everyone will admit to it, but the man came to save the woman. The man came to save the day. Don't forget that. Men were still men.
People will still be listening to it and watching the video in 30 years' time.
Another 30 years, I gotta add up. No, I wish. That'd be nice, you know.
Can you see yourself in 20 years' time?
Playing Take On Me on a synthesizer from... Sounds good, no?
Oi! He's got a sense of humor. So I quickly want to check. I think we now established that the song was released in 85, ne? So I just want to see. So their fashion keeps reminding me of, and even how the boys were dressed. Well, boys, I mean, Morton and them. When was Dirty Dancing, and specifically Patrick Swayze's version? Oh, Patrick Swayze. Because it all reminds me of, oh man, guys, I watched that movie so many times, 1987. Okay, so it's close enough. I think that's why the dress code and the hairstyles and everything, even the, I don't know, there's just that same kind of vibe, charisma, whatever about the boys, about the men, that kind of took me back now to Dirty Dancing. So I think officially, just because of what I've seen here and the hard work that they have put in, I'm going to sub to AHA. Okay. I love them. All three of them. They seem to have beautiful, beautiful, sincere personalities. And I mean, hey, they're my people. So, yeah. Guys, I'm going to end this video and we're going to jump straight into the actual music video. We've waited now. This recording is probably almost 30 minutes long now. Oh, 42 minutes. Okay. And we're going to go watch the music video now and see what the end result was of all of this. Check you now.